So today I want to talk about real worship and real praying. Where you got a goal, you have a request, you have a need, you have a want, and you're going to go after it until you get it. But you can never worship unless you pray. Prayer will lead you to worship. You can never worship God if you don't know how to pray. I'll give you the break between worship and prayer. You worship God once you know Him, once you've experienced Him, once you've been born from above, and God works in your life, and He shows you things, and you can't help but worship God. Worship is on what you have seen, what you have experienced. Only then you can worship. Prayer can become worship. Okay? Prayer is you go, you have need. You have some needs for your family, for your friends, and you come to God and you start talking to Him, and then you start to be intimate with God, and then if God keeps answering you, it will fall into worshiping God. Prayer means to go after God, to come to God and talk to Him. No junk like that. Earnestly. You come to God and you're earnest before Him. From the heart you're talking to Him. You want things to change in your church. You want things to change in your life. You want God's blessing upon you. And you want to walk as a man that has authority and not like a Pharisee. And when you pray for people, things happen. And the word worship means reverence. To reverence God. We don't even know what reverence means. And then adore. I adore you, Lord. When you don't know God, how can you pray and pray earnestly to begin with? Mean business. Adore Him. You adore somebody that you know, not somebody that you don't know. If you worship God in vain, worshiping Him for nothing, wouldn't it be fair to say, and there's people around the world that pray. God says, in vain you worship me, teaching the doctrines, the commandments of man. All over the Bible. When you pray, don't be like an hypocrite. Many people, by the million pray, but they're hypocrites. Somebody wants to start praying, imagine that, they all fall on the ground. I will show you what happens when you fall on the ground and it's real. Something you're going to see in something. Imagine that. You go to a prayer meeting or wherever you are, and everybody, it's time to pray. They want to put on a show. So they all fall down on the ground. All fall down on the ground. If I was there, I'd leave. That kind of garbage, I don't want nothing to do with it if God is not in it. First of all, you have to pray. When Moses fell on the ground, something he saw, something happened. I just want to help you here. Be earnest, be honest, go after God the right way. Don't climb some other way. Don't climb by the back door. My goodness. Because you're a thief and you're a robber if you do that. If I pretend to be something that I'm not, I'm a crook. So when and what the Bible says, in vain they worship me. Well, if you're worshiping God in vain, what is that good for? You're not worshiping God, right? So then you're a liar. And there's millions of that. How can you get into intimacy and into worship in 15 minutes? when some people come to church, the church is finished, the song has been sung, the message has gone out, and they are not into worship yet. If you want to get into worship, prayer, intimacy, and worship God during the week, and get ready. Because I'll show you a verse in the Bible, when God came calling, they were ready. Right there, they got into the Spirit. What we do is nothing. Barely nothing. You get, oh, well, I didn't pray all day, so I need to pray. Forget that kind of prayer. That's not praying. Praying is earnestly from the heart. And come in your head down and worship and reverence to God. We have had no respect for God, and in his house, well, his house is the people, not a building like this. That's not, I hear people say, the house of God. This is not the house of God. You're the house of God. If you live right, that's who the house of God is. See, people want God. People want to go there. But they're not worthy to go there because they will not discipline themselves. They will not deny themselves. Pick up their cross and follow God. And denying yourself is in everything and in prayer. The flesh don't want to pray. Try and pray all night in the flesh, and it'll be the most boring night you've ever had. But when you pray in the Spirit, you can lose yourself. When you pray earnestly, and then it falls into a worship, and you start seeing things, the night can go by like that. Some of you have gone through a hard time. Your prayers have not been answered. Pray earnestly, and they will happen. And something will happen in the supernatural. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. You know, don't tell me you want a car so bad, you young people, and you never get one. If you want a car, or you older, you want a house, you want to be a good husband, a good wife, you will work at it. You will do something about it.